She told you everything you needed to know. You just didn't hear it. Because she wasn't speaking with words. 93% of human communication happens beneath language. Micro-expressions. Postural shifts. Involuntary signals leaking from a body that cannot lie. Yet most men walk through life deaf to this conversation. Blind to a language women have spoken for thousands of years. And that blindness? It's costing you more than you realize. Missed connections. Misread signals. Women who wanted you to approach, watching you walk away. Here's what nobody told you. She will never announce her attraction. She won't hand you certainty on a silver platter. Evolution didn't build her that way. She communicates through subtext, through signals, through invitations hidden inside ordinary moments. Music. And the man who learns to read them? He stops guessing. He stops hoping. He starts knowing. You've felt this confusion before. Sitting across from her. Replaying every word she said. Analyzing. Wondering. Did she mean what you think she meant? Was that look significant or were you imagining it? The uncertainty gnaws at you because without the ability to decode these signals, you're navigating blind. You mistake politeness for attraction. Or worse, you miss genuine desire because you couldn't see what was directly in front of you. That ends today. Dr. Monica Moore at Webster University documented over 52 distinct signals women use to communicate attraction. 52. The average man recognizes 3. Why the gap? Because men and women evolved different communication systems. Men develop direct, explicit, hierarchical language. Women develop something subtler. A system designed to signal interest while maintaining deniability. To test a man's awareness without exposing herself to rejection. This isn't a game she's playing. This is ancient biology running its program. A woman who signals too overtly risks judgment, social cost, perceived desperation. So she learned to speak in whispers. In glances. In touches that seem accidental but aren't. The man who can hear these whispers? He was always the one who got chosen. Now, here's where most men sabotage themselves before they even begin. They look for one signal. They see her laugh and think that's confirmation. They catch one look and construct an entire fantasy. That's not how this works. Attraction isn't a single note. It's a chord. Multiple signals occurring together, repeatedly, over time. One signal is static. A cluster of 5? That's her speaking directly to you in a language older than words. So let's decode it. Music, 10 signals. 10 invitations. 10 ways she's telling you what her mouth never will. Signal 1. The grooming reflex. Watch what happens the moment she notices you. Does her hand move to her hair? Not once, repeatedly. Smoothing it. Tucking it behind her ear. Running fingers through it. This is subconscious self-grooming. Her body preparing itself to be looked at by someone it wants to impress. She's not aware she's doing it. That's what makes it reliable. But context matters. Is she grooming because you appeared? Or was she already doing this before you walked in? Timing separates signal from coincidence. Learn the difference. Signal 2. The gravity shift. Her body doesn't lie about where her attention lives. Even when her face is turned away. Even while she's mid-conversation with someone else. Watch her torso. Her feet. The angle of her shoulders. Are they oriented toward you? Is her body rotating in your direction despite her apparent focus elsewhere? We unconsciously aim ourselves toward what we want. Toward what pulls us. If her body keeps drifting your way, feet pointed at you, shoulders angled in your direction, that's gravitational pull. Music, that's attraction leaking through despite her conscious control. Signal 3. The opening. Observe her hands. Is she holding something between you? A phone. A drink. A bag clutched to her chest. Now watch what happens as you talk. Does she set it down? Move it aside? Create an unobstructed channel between your bodies? When we feel guarded, we create barriers. When we feel attracted, we remove them. If she's systematically clearing the space between you, She's lowering defenses, creating access, inviting you closer without saying a word. And what I'm about to tell you next separates men who get chosen from men who get forgotten. Pay attention. Signal 4. The proximity game. She doesn't stay where you left her. You step away, and somehow she ends up near you again. Not desperately, not obviously, but repeatedly. She finds reasons to occupy your space, to stand closer than necessary, to lean in when she speaks. This is proximity testing. She's measuring whether you'll maintain closeness or retreat. She's creating opportunities for contact. If personal space keeps shrinking between you, that's not accident. That's architecture. Signal 5. The triangle. Most men know eye contact matters. Few understand the pattern that reveals attraction. Watch her gaze. Does it move from your eyes down to your mouth, then back to your eyes? This is the triangle. An unconscious scanning pattern triggered when the brain begins thinking about physical connection. She's looking at your lips because somewhere beneath conscious thought, she's imagining them on hers. One glance means nothing. Catching her doing this repeatedly? She's telling you exactly where her mind keeps wandering. Signal 6. The exposure. She touches her neck. Not scratching. Not adjusting jewelry. Trailing her fingers along her throat. Tilting her head to reveal the vulnerable line where pulse meets skin. The neck is one of the most exposed, unprotected parts of the human body. Evolutionarily, revealing it signals trust, safety, surrender in the most primal sense. When she repeatedly exposes her neck around you, she's communicating something her words won't admit. She feels safe. More than safe. She's opening herself to you. Now I need to warn you about something, because this is where men destroy weeks of progress in seconds. Signal 7. The mirror. You lean forward. She leans forward. You touch your face. She touches hers. You reach for your drink. Her hand moves toward hers. This is mirroring. We unconsciously synchronize with people we're attracted to, people we want to be connected with. Psychology calls it the chameleon effect. It happens automatically when genuine rapport exists. But here's the distinction that matters. Who's mirroring whom? The person who mirrors is the person more invested. If her movements start echoing yours, not constantly, but noticeably, her body is trying to create harmony with yours. Signal 8. The linger. She touches your arm. Her hand brushes yours. She finds small excuses to make contact. Women are hyper-aware of physical touch. They don't accidentally brush against men they want distance from. Touch requires decision, intention, a choice to enter your space. But here's what separates polite touch from desire. Does it linger? A quick touch is social courtesy. A touch that stays half a second too long, her fingers resting on your arm, her hand remaining against yours a moment past necessary. That extra half second is everything. That's the signal. Signal 9. The generous laugh. She laughs at things that aren't particularly funny. Not forced laughter. Not fake. But disproportionately generous. She finds you funnier than you actually are. Laughter is bonding mechanism. We laugh more around people we're attracted to, people whose presence we want to reward. If she's lighting up at your mediocre jokes, smiling more than the moment warrants, that's not about your comedy. That's about her interest. She's creating positive association. She's telling you in emotional language, keep talking. I want you here. And here's something most men never realize. This final signal might be the most reliable of all. Signal 10. The reluctant exit. The conversation is ending. She has somewhere to be. You both know it. But she doesn't leave. She finds one more thing to say. Asks one more question. Stretches the moment past its natural end. This is departure delay. When someone wants to leave, they leave. When they want to stay, they manufacture reasons. If she's consistently extending interactions, hesitating before walking away, circling back after goodbye, she's hoping you'll give her a reason to stay. Or better yet, a reason to see you again. So now you understand the language. 10 signals. 10 invitations written in a tongue most men never learn to speak. But knowledge alone changes nothing. Here's the final truth, the one nobody wants to hear. Even if you read every signal perfectly, even if you see every invitation she offers, you still have to act. Awareness without action is just spectating. She can give you every green light imaginable. Lay out breadcrumbs in a perfect trail. Do everything except literally ask you herself. But if you don't move, none of it matters. Because she's not looking for a man who can read signals. She's looking for a man who reads signals and does something about them. A man who sees the invitation and accepts it. Who recognizes interest and steps forward. The signals were always there. Every woman you've wondered about was speaking this language. You just couldn't hear her. Now you can. The question is, what are you going to do with that?